Okay. When I was interviewing for this job in March, how did I behave during my interview? Can somebody tell me something? Am I crazy? Was I crazy when I was interviewing? How did I behave when I was interviewing for this position? Can somebody tell me something? Yes.
You were acting professional.
Yeah, I did not act crazy.
Yeah.
Did I use words that are slightly below PG-13 but not quite R-rated? No?
Like PG, kid friendly.
I use kid-friendly words, but you're not kids, you're young adults. Did I use words that are in between PG-13 and R-rated? After all, I'm doing my teaching demo on young adults like you in another class. Did I use words that are in between PG-13 and R-rated?
Probably not.
Why not?
Because out of respect, and like,
Yeah.
you want to present yourself in the best manner, and that's right up the best.
So I engaged in what? Impression management. I was on my front stage when I was interviewing for sure. That is how I treat all the big guns on campus. The chancellors, the deans, my department heads, my colleagues to give me a job. And because of that, too bad, so sad, you are stuck with me. So, are you familiar with Shakespeare's American, especially Americans? Did you learn anything about Shakespeare's in your English class? I don't know, I did not go to high school here. Have you read about Shakespeare's, William Shakespeare's? Am I saying the person's name right? Did you read about Shakespeare's? Okay. So, this theory comes from Shakespeare's idea of our human life is like a theater. We have a front stage and a backstage. Irving Goffman, the guy who invented the dramaturgy concept, got his idea, extended his idea from Shakespeare's idea. Do you believe that our life, even our daily lives, are like the theater? We have a front stage and a backstage. Is that true? When I am teaching, not when I was interviewing, am I on my front stage now or backstage? I've always been crazy, I know. So am I on my front stage now or I'm on my backstage? Or it doesn't matter, it's all messed up, I'm crazy.
Try like the middle.
I'm in the middle.
Yeah, try not on like your front stage, but you're not like on your back stage.
Okay. So when I was interviewing, I was definitely on my front stage, but now I'm in the middle. That's what I think. So, front stage is the place where we manipulate the surroundings. We engage in impression management with the people around us. Whether people of our level, our peers, our colleagues, or our superiors, our bosses, or people higher than us, or even people lower than us, our subordinates. So like what you do now, you're on your front stage. You seem respectful, you seem attentive, but you may be very different when you go back to your dorms, to your house. So backstage is a place where we unwind, we relax, we let our guard down. So do you buy that? Our lives have a front stage and a backstage. Is that true? Or Irving Goffman is crazy, he's making things up, it's not true. So, when you go to a restaurant, is the waiter on the front stage or the backstage? When you go to the restaurant, you sit down and order your food. The waiter is always on the front stage. So the waiter is polite, courteous, and professional. He or she is probably working on the tip. So, how would the waiter behave when he is on the backstage, maybe in the kitchen talking to other employees? Can you picture how the waiter or waitress react or behave when he or she is at the backstage? Poison people's food that bad? How would the waiter or waitress behave? talking about customers, talking about their fashions, their shoes and whatnot.
Stay on people's food.
Yeah, maybe stare at people's food. So, most of you have been to your proms, right? It's a big thing in America. So, Japanese student, do you have prom in your country? Prom? Okay. So, are you familiar with what is a prom? A high school prom? Can we say that the prom is a dance party, American? A party, a farewell party, I don't know. How would you describe the prom? Can I have some volunteers? I'm not American, how do I know? Can somebody tell me what is a prom? I did not have a prom in my generation. Now we do.
Formal dance.
It's a formal dance at the end of high school or middle school or the end of a semester.
Yeah, basically it's like
So prom is a formal dance. So Japanese students or international students, do you have any kind of formal dance at the end of your school day, last day of school? Okay, it's different. I didn't in Malaysia, but in my niece generation, they do. They dress up like you in America. So for the prom, what would be the front stage when we go to a prom? Try to draw on page 118 or 118.
which one are we talking
Dramaturgy.
121.
Okay, try to look at page 121. And what is the front stage of a prom? When we are at the prom, are we at the front stage or the back stage? The front stage. How do we behave at the prom? I don't know, I'm not American. How do we behave when we are at the prom?
When you take pictures, you have like more
Yeah.
on stage, but then when you're dancing, it's more backstage.
When you are dancing, you talk to your partner. Yeah, I see. Okay. So when you are posing for a picture, you dress nice, your hair up, your tucks and whatnot. You are at the front stage. And maybe sometimes when you are dancing with your partner, you talk certain private conversations. You may be at the backstage of the prom. And when you are getting ready for the prom, you are definitely at the backstage of the prom. The same for some of the Latin American celebration. To celebrate that a girl has grown up. You wrote that on your essays. I forgot what's the name. It's the same thing. When you are ready, when you are waiting for your date to pick you up, you are at the front stage. When you are getting ready, putting makeup, getting dressed, you are at the backstage. So other examples of front stage and backstage would be makeup. Cosmetics are an example of a front stage. For ladies especially, we want to look good. High heels, we want to feel taller. High heels are another examples of an element of a front stage. Eyeglasses. Some of us go get glasses, fake glasses with no prescription. Why? We want to look intellectual. So eyeglasses is another example of a front stage. Are you clear about the notion of a front stage and the backstage? Is that always so clear-cut between front stage and backstage? Is that always so clear-cut? Or sometimes things can be messed up like what I do now? I'm crazy. So, how can a backstage behavior accidentally become a front stage behavior? When we pick a fight with other people on the busy streets, everybody can see. Is that one example? A backstage behavior can accidentally become a front stage behavior. And did you use the reply all function frequently when you do your emails? Do you use the reply all function when you do emails? Tell me. Okay. Do you think we have to be careful when we use reply all? We have to think twice, think deeper. Whether I should use reply all or not? Do we have to think further when we kind of decide we want to use reply all? So when somebody accidentally hits the reply all button, that would be another example. A backstage behavior becomes a front stage behavior when other people, some people on the email list are not meant to be there. Are you clear? Can you tell me what is a Snapchat? I don't know. Do you have Snapchat? So, can a backstage behavior accidentally become a front stage behavior when you are on a Snapchat if you are not careful? How?
Accidentally send the wrong picture.
Yeah, you send the wrong picture, you send to other people who are not meant to be there. And sometimes, when we trust somebody with our personal matters, our secrets, and apparently too bad, that person cannot be trusted. He or she disclosed our secrets to the entire world. That's another example of how a backstage behavior accidentally becomes a front stage behavior. So what are the other examples where sometimes a backstage behavior can become a front stage behavior? I've given you enough examples. So can you think of your own examples? How sometimes a backstage behavior can become front stage? Can you tell me something? If you are quiet, you will get that question on your midterm. Or you want to start telling me something now?
You could text the wrong person, so like information that you can figure out.
Yeah. You text the wrong person. Sometimes email lists have auto fill in or auto correct too. What else? What are the other instances where backstage behavior can become a front stage behavior?
You might act differently when like you're with your friends and you like run into someone like your parents or your grandparents or a
Yeah.
pastor or something.
Good example, especially for teenagers. They may be very different in front of teachers and adults and parents, and they may be totally different among their friends. Anybody heard of Bill Clinton? Don't tell me you're too young and you are laughing. Would that be another example of a backstage behavior becomes a front stage behavior? Don't tell me you're too young, you were not born yet. Yeah. So all the politicians being caught for any offenses, any bribery, any corruption acts would be another example of how a backstage behavior becomes a front stage behavior. Are you clear now? Okay. Go to the page that says F note.